be rectified.
Let me guess. It involved... There's no need, really. My burden suddenly doesn't seem so heavy. The premonition runs true.
Stop! There!
Huh, that wasn't so difficult.
I tread a path unexplored.
It's weird. My mind is completely empty. Not a single whisper, no premonitions. Nothing. Just empty. The whispers told me how.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality. The machine god grants me insight.
Fortune smiles on us. An ill omen.
It has been several months since we arrived here, and yet we are no closer to understanding the local phenomenon. All that we were able to learn quite literally lies on the surface. The object does not reflect sounds or light, on the contrary, it even much absorbs them. After extensive excavation, we did ascertain at least that the object is vast and goes deep below the planet's surface. However, any attempts to measure it resulted in loss of machinery or staff. Archaeological studies have turned out to be more productive. They found and have revealed an amalgamation of architectural styles of various cultures, including those of Xenos origins. According to the boldest theories, the earliest of these structures date from the beginning of the Thetherian millennium, and all of them are, without a doubt, a religious nature. Analysis of bas-relief and remaining epigraphic texts show that the cult was formed around the object. For many centuries, Xenos and subsequently humans worshipped the object in exchange for certain boons, undoubtedly imagined by primitive or corrupted minds.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Hey, what's that?
powers unseen uncover my path.
The darkness swirls beneath your feet, a void of impenetrable gloom. You do not hear a single sound from the depths of this pit. No wailing wind, no rustle of dust. Lean over and stretch your hand into the darkness. At the edge of your consciousness, you sense something slimy and intangible, or answering your invitation for contact. It seeps into your thoughts, tasting your emotions. Surprise and curiosity envelop you, but its feelings are not your own. You feel your way to the barely tangible edges of the entity consciousness, separated from yourself, and squeeze it until it reduces to the size of a bead. The entity trembles, trying to break free of your mental gasp. Surprise, rage, elation, and fear replace one another. After a while, the entity stabilizes, but the moment you loosen your grip, it escapes, leaving behind a piece of itself inside your mind.
world will bow.
Hello, Captain, we have an emergency. We have received word that there has been sighting on the lower decks. The Voxmaster voice breaks. A sighting of Lady Theodora. The messages we have received are incomplete and vague, little more than yelling and heretical claims. There are reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment in question has already been sealed off, but I thought you might want to look into what's going on yourself. The situation is delicate, and what's especially disturbing, there are mention of Idira class being present at the scene. What is Idira doing there? Idira broke a microbead, so I wasn't able to find out anything from her. But look, Captain, Idira is a psyker and we are in a warp. You are the only one who would risk setting foot in the compartment. And if you do not, we will never see Idira again. I beg you, Lord Captain, do not ignore this matter. Despite the carefully maintained distance, Vigdis's voice trembles with fear. I'll deal with this personally. Right away, Lord Captain.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
The breath of the imitator. Lord.
And who now deigns to grace us with the presence? Another gaggle of heretics and traitors thirsting to get their due for what they've done? Or is it the leader himself, who has finally grown tired of hiding behind others? Theodora von Valencius is before you, and she looks grotesque. A hole yawns wide in her chest, rusted hooks prelude from beneath her skin, and a lumpen, inflamed scar cuts across her throat. The figure flickers as though it is dropping in and out of this reality. She looks at you with the witch's eyes of a corpse and smiles venomously. Rogue trader, we meet at last. I had grown tired of waiting for you to pay me a visit. Theodora's look is appraising, and her mocking tone turns to one of distance. Indeed, centuries of selfless toil and effort, and everything I left behind has gone to the non-entity. You are not dumb, and Theodora, Kibala's eyes blaze with fury. The Undying One does not relinquish the souls that come to him. Such is the absolute truth. You are the thief on names. Foolish child, your world is limited to the darkness of the lower decks and to the worlds of the visors. You know nothing of truth or death. You don't even know the first thing about yourself. Theodora voice is dripping with condensation. What are you? Theodora's lip curl in a malevolent smile. What, you ask? You dare say that to me, little boy? I am Theodora von Valencius Massimo of Scarus, rogue trader of the Imperium and commander of the Void Ship. Alas, my glorious voyage through life was ended in the dullest possible way, by death. A nuisance I staved off as long as I could. But do not weep for me, my boy. I am still keeping my eye on my property, and punishing all those who fail me. Theodora bears her rotten teeth in a snarl, her laughter piercing. You are not Theodora. Theodora is dead. There is no coming back from that. I'm dead? How is that? I'm not different from those who have not yet crossed the divide between reality and eternity. I see, I speak, I remember the wrongs you all committed against me, and for all those who failed me, I have already begun exciting my retribution. I truly am Theodora, the remnants of herself that she left behind in this world. I am an echo of her memories preserved in the mind of those who cared for her. I am the taste of tears split for the unsaved and the undone. I am the terror of she who failed to turn the tide of fate and who refused to look truth in the face. I am as real as the human passion that brings world to ruin. If you are Theodora, then tell me, who really killed you? Oh, wouldn't you like to know the answer to that question? I don't even know which would be more satisfying, to give you an honest answer or have you to languish in your ignorance. We'll see how you conduct yourself with the ball. What do you want with me? Why are you waiting for me? Theodora wearily rose her eyes. Matters are so dire that the pleas of one of my servants reached there failed to reach my ears. How could I ignore such desperate cry for help, and for my little Idira no less? And once I have appeared here, of course I have to meet the pretender who has allowed his deplorable state of affairs. I'll send you back to the abyss you crawled out of. You, of all people to ever threaten me, you are the most pathetic boy. All that you possess now was given to you in error. You are unworthy of such a generous gift, and you are incapable of holding on to it. I am here to seek retribution against all who failed me, my brainless crew, my useless officers, my pathetic servants who turned their back on their mistress in the darkest hour, and worst of all you, my dear, you who have undeservedly claimed the warrant and everything else that is mine. I will drag it all to the warp with me, including you.
My house would be proud of me. I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Trembles beneath my feet.
Lord Captain, Idira turns her head to you, her head-dimmed gaze only rests briefly on your face before sliding away. Up close you can see that the base of one Idira's temple implants has blackened and melted. No, wait, Lord Captain. Lady von Valencius. Idira raises her eyes to Theodora, who stands before her. Tears stream down Idira's cheek. You came back. Theodora clacks her tongue in sympathy, reaching out to tenderly stroke Idira's hair. Poor little Idira. There. How could I not come? You were crying for me so desperately. Your pleas carried to the very depth of the warp itself. The smile suddenly drops from her mutilated face. Why didn't you save me? Why did you warn me? Answer me, you insignificant wretch, or I will drag the answer out of you myself. Theodora's fingers dig into Idira's scalp, meeting no resistance.
Precious has failed me.
Idira lets out a soul-chilling howl and tries to grab the hand staring into her, but her fingers pass through the monster's flesh. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that could have had anything to do with you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I failed. Idira breaks into a strange scream, and you feel the air around you grow rapidly closer. Idira, I'm your captain, not her. Listen to me and step out of it. Idira shudders and gasps it. Then she blinks as irritated and looks at you. Not captain? Damn it! Theodora shoves the psyche away with a low snarl. The rock trader body begins to change, losing its human shape. Chaos will devour you. I will devour everyone responsible for my death. Die! Die for the location of my lord.
Is assured.
I can do that, with the right incentive.
The scriptural process is favorable. Request approved. My vow is to serve.
How about no?
Emperor, give me strength. If I may. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Stop it.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I shall not. Death is a blessing.
Stop it.
I need a foothold. I won't object to it. For the throne's glory.
Don't touch me! Look out!
What is this foreboding?
Running by narrative and value. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved. High momentum.
I need no guidance. One step closer. Whispers, guide my hand. Purpose guides me. I will triumph. I need no guidance.
I can't stand it. Quick, quick!
I can handle this.
Damage to bulk.
You've got a problem. I've got a prize.
The ruin that blood tribute.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. As duty demands. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Running by narrative. Your desire condemns you.
A dance of blades and shadows. The shadows will see it done.
But of course, Lord Captain. Let's see to it. Naturally.
Luck finally run out.
Eddie is the tread of his faithful. there it goes. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
One step, death shall reign. Emperor, protect me!
Don't get too cocky.
I will a blood-soaked tribute. I'll do what it takes.
Emperor, deliver us.
This goes against the temple. Trust me, my blade whispers your killing brings me no pleasure.
Idira stares at you with crazed eyes while clutching the wounds on her head. At first, no sound comes out of her moving lips, then she coughs weakly and whispers, "Look, Captain, is it really you?" The subordination claims that you called her. Is this true? Me? Did I? Yes, Lord Captain. I think it was me who called her. I can barely remember. The voices, my old good whispers, they suddenly turned red, sharp. They started curling, tearing, ripping into pieces. I cried out, I called for help, and she came. Idira groans and clutches her head. Damn it, why are the voices making so much noise now? Shut up, shut up. The previous rogue trader has been seen on a ship recently. Was that your doing? Yes, Nerosvox. I did it a couple of times when I had too much to drink. At the time I thought I heard her voice among all the whispers in my head. The voice was so sad, so clear, I couldn't help myself. I answered. I hoped I could reach her. There. Idira bites her lip. Ever since she died, since I first heard her voice in my head, the whispers have gotten louder, clearer, harder to resist. You hear the wub whispering in your head and you answered, are you insane? You don't know what it's like. The most important person in my life who's gone forever suddenly starts talking to you inside your head. Now how could I try to reach her? I had to. She falls silent for a moment when the next begins to speak. It is in a barely audible whisper. I know what you were thinking during the warp jump when Lady Theodora came out towards us. I keep thinking about that meeting. I keep blaming myself. Why did I divide it? Why didn't I stop her killer? These thoughts has been playing at the back of my mind day after day, choking me with guilt. And you do know what? And do you know what? The one on the officer decks. I don't know what that was, but this time here, this was the product of my guilt, an accuser straight out of my own mind. Has anything like that happened to you before? Like this? Never. Well, there was something, but it was different. It wasn't as strong, as terrifying. Apparition appeared, mechanism malfunctioned, the crew lost their minds. Idira breaks off. But Lady von Valencius knew about that. She said it was a small price to pay, an acceptable expense. No psyche is immune to it. But what happened here, it was just a mistake. I won't do it again. Idira stretched her lips in a helpless smile, looking past you. There will be no more mistakes, Lord Captain. Sometimes a psyche first manifestation leads to their death and the deaths of many others. But if a psyche possesses inordinate willpower and discipline, they can stave off the fall for some time. Indira has been alive many years already, a laudable achievement and a stroke of incredible good fortune. But the forces of the warp will ultimately devour any psyche deprived of Emperor protection. The fact that their manifestations are growing more powerful is a clear sign that the end is near. So what am I supposed to do with you now? Idera turned sharply to face you. Nerl Vox, I know after everything I've done you have no faith in my willpower or my strength, but I can fix everything. It's just I'm not at my best, you see, but maybe we can find a way to replace my implants, or maybe other remedy, a better one. Lady von Valencius said that much a thing could be found, if not there, here, then elsewhere. I just didn't need it before, but we just need to find it. We need to figure out where to look for it, and we'll get it. And until then, I'll keep myself on a tight leash. Your worries do not interest me, but if you... We'll think of something. Indira covers her face with her hands and tries to hold back her sobs. Thank you, Nervox. I won't let you down. Indira awkwardly shakes out the stained clothing. I think I'd better, with your permission, Lord Captain. She sways back and steps back and fades. Lord Captain, the Vox Master's shaking voice covers the com bead. I receive a report that the shooting on the lower deck has stopped. I presume you have thought the situation under control or waiting further instruction. I got rid of the warp illusion. Indira is alive. Bring her to the doctors and have them see to her. You hear unconcealed relief in the Vox Master voice. Of course, Lord Captain, as you command.
Trading is just like art. It takes skill and talent.
Embrace true power.
Operation successful.
Intriguing.
Lord Captain, according to telemetry, the parameters of the system match those of Taikos Epsilon, home to the agri-world genus that belongs to the Von Valensian dynasty. We have received a Vox message from the planet. The Agri-World Governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparation for the formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to your visit. A lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Zviad Biab Aram. My name is Vistenza Janus Zviad Aram of Coronis. By the grace of the emperors, at the will of the rogue trader Theodora von Valencius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. Vistenza Wiat raises her head slightly. In truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed Lady von Valencius is quite unexpected. Admitted, you are awed to behold such an illustrious figure whose fame has spread as far as the black water that is the Coronis expanse. The governor parts her lips in surprise and her cheeks redden. Oh, why yes, your lordship, I am positively enchanted.
Porcinas! Existence is naught but ashes.
The Emperor is with us!
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed. Now you're clad in scarlet.
Watch my back. Am I getting paid for this? Don't get too cocky.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. My vow is to be significant value.
Out my way.
Let's get to it!
High momentum.
Will do. Anything else? Was that you? Or
Activate calculated fury algorithm. Request approved.
Let's get to it.
Help me, Lord Captain!
Time to slaughter someone!
Damages.
Show me what you've got!
I am your blade and shield. As honor ordains, the other side awaits. But of course.
Don't frighten me!
Trust me.
Here we go. Purpose guides me. I will triumph. This is beneath me. I need no guidance.
Scared yet?
Hold on.
Martyrdom is the reward.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Do not dare ask. Another fur painted black. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
One step, death shall reign.
On it.
Living on the edge. You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain. Running binaric override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Don't get too cocky. I can do that with the right incentive.
Let's make it quick.
Raining damage to bulk.
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Damage is negligible. Advancing. My vow is to serve. Running binaric.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Was that you? Or...
As the tactical imperative dictates. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Let's get to it. I'm here, maggots.
Descend upon the weak. I will triumph. Ruin beckons. I need no guidance. Let's get to it.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
Am I getting paid? Don't get too cocky.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. My vow is to serve.
You've got a problem. Just you're no fun.
Anything else? Farewell.
Running binary override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Function successfully terminated.
Your Lordship, the Emperor preserve us. Are you okay? Do not fret, lie person. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wardens of every world we visit. Pascal Vox, quiet at first, is booming with fury by the end of the remark. Pale greyness is struggling the present like an ooze. His words are laden with fear for our well-being. Yet he fears his own even more. You incompetent, inept, useless piece of grok shit. What is the point of you? I can be attacked at the governor's own estate. The officer drops dead before the shocked eyes of witnesses who look up at you in horror. Get out! I'll find my own way there.
Let's seize the opportunity. Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy. You owe me.
You cannot trick death. It will claim me one day.
Powers unseen uncover my path. I am not afraid to embrace the revelations that make others shriek and cover. That is the difference between me and ignorant filth. The world trembles beneath my feet. I see the forbidden. The world will bow. How fascinating. Intriguing. Predictable.
Forgive me, sir, for boldly stealing you away from the others. It's just, I simply wish to spend just a brief moment admiring the breathtaking nature of this place. Reflected in Cassia's eyes, the bright blue sky looks as though it is engulfed in a blazing sunset. Within the station walls, I could never hope to see anything like this. A sky or a sea or green leaves, I only knew them from meager memories of my childhood. Or perhaps my mind simply made those up. Even by books, my heart and mind blissful escape could do little to help me. When a scribe grows so used to what surrounds them each and every day, they begin to take it for granted. And they never think to write just a few lines about it. But for me, to marvel at the grand canopy of the sky, again, is true blessing. Here is your chance to take a small piece of this place with you. Cassia gingerly accepts the flower from the hands. Its petals are like velvet, and the fragrance is both sweet and spicy. A fascinating specimen of the local plant life, and I do not remember seeing it in the great concordance of flora and venture within the cosmos expanse recorded by Magos biologist Chol Risaport. Cassia stopped herself sheepishly. Although I suppose I'm simply out to thank you for it. This flower is very beautiful indeed. Cassia relishes every breath of fresh air. Her eyes half closed, listen to the sounds of birds hidden from view by the tree tops. When the tips of your fingers touch lightly, Cassia starts, but does not remove her hand. Several minutes passes in timid silence, like mere moments, and eventually she pulls away. This place eases the soul, wouldn't you agree? In that case, I imagine you never set foot in the seawater before. Would you like to try? Step into the sea? Me? Cassia glances uncertainly at the playful foam flicking the sand's shore. There is nothing to fear. We shall just let our feet soak in a little. Intrigued, Cassia cocks her head to one side. Mischievous dashes of yellow and lilac are fluttering in the wind like banana buns all around you. I have never seen you exude such colours before. How unexpected. Cassia gives a quick nod and wearily stretches out her long, narrow hand. It is cold to the touch. The sea, it's so wet and cold, and tiny pebbles tickle my feet. Cassia reserved seriousness gives way to genuine wonder. I never thought it would be so agreeable, and a little startling. Thank you for encouraging me. Cassia catches herself, her expression changing in a flash. She gently frees her hand and awkwardly looks away. Already? Yes, of course. Cassia gives the azure expanse and the sea a parting glance and whispers quietly. I think I know what my next painting will be.
My Auspex has detected something.
Embrace true power. powers unseen uncover my path.
One and it's done. A job for me.
Let's seize the opportunity.
This Explorer tool is blessed with multifunctionality.
The world will bow. I tread a path unexplored.
A blood-soaked sunset of gold and crimson burns within your soul. But the rest of your colors have faded to gray.
To serve the undying Emperor, one must excise all that is superfluous. What you see is sacrifice. What you see is duty.
Upon seeing you, the guard at the door lets out a frightened yelp and doubles over into a low bow. Your Lordship, the most honorable Nerus Vox von Valencius. The governor is awaiting you in her office, where she is protected by wards and guards. Would you prefer to meet with her alone or with your entourage? I'll speak to her alone. Vistenza Janus Weyat Abram of Coronus is furiously swiping at the data slate, issuing commands into a gilded vox. Upon seeing you, she hurriedly puts away her device, smooths her skirt, and drops into a deep courtesy. Your Lordship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. I don't care about your apologies. I could have been killed. The governor, trembling all over, bows her head even lower. I assure your Lordship, I would never, I beg you, give me the chance to prove my loyalty, explain myself. The Vistenza companion standing beside her also bends onto a slavish bow, while reaching out to offer a reassuring touch to Vincenza's hand, who immediately draws it away. One of your wardens helped us in battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Irliet, our chief ally in a struggle against the rebels. I have turned a blind eye to her horrific mutation, given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Irliet comes from the local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand, so she has provided several leads as to where can find bases and secret storehouses. Although admit that at the time I'm tempted to send her away from the estate. Her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt and feminine figure, and so tall. If you wish to speak to her, you will find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. What's happening on the planet? Several months ago, a uprising broke on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Gripping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what's happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. She shakes her head. And then it becomes apparent that the administratorium accountants had referred to as unrest, were in fact organized attack of an infrastructure and society leaders. They have already brought certain agri complexes to a halt and have now moved to assassination attempts. My wardens are dodgily tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. Can Janus fulfill its foodstuff supplies in a current condition? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to the shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the magistratum are unable to guarantee stable tides when the shuttles are wary of London and the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within their rank. Until the usual orders of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal, ships like yours, your lordship. Perhaps you will find a way to support your subject in the hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the ground forces and the ship crew work together to hunt down the enemy. I'm not interested in your excuses. Dealing with the rebels is your direct responsibility. Of course, you are entitled to insist that the conflicts be resolved locally. According to my council reports, perhaps in a couple of years, when the security services have been re-equipped and civilians' void station has been re-established on the orbit, we can attacks notwithstanding procedure enough to satisfy the tie collectors. She sighs. No doubt this answer displeases you. I do understand. However, our resources is the most likely scenario. Well, I'll track down the elusive fugitives myself. As for you, you will not be permitted to fail again. I am removing you from your post as governor of this planet and not placing you under arrest. When I have finished with the rebels, I'll decide what to do with you. She lets out a ragged gasp as though she has been punched in the stomach. Your lordship, but I have served for your dynasty faithfully and honestly. I have worked tirelessly to tame this unruly planet. She stops herself from speaking any further and nods. As you wish.
Embrace true power.
The names of the dead crew who served on the blight-stricken ship have been deleted from Memorial Prayer Code. In view of their shameful non-resistance to defilement, martyr status is denied.
Do you seriously think those madmen don't count as martyrs? Becoming a living patch on a ship captured by a demon. Could anyone devise a more horrible death? The thought turns my stomach.
Powers unseen uncover my
Hearing your
path.
footsteps, the elderly servant grabs an injector and stabs it into his arms. The area around the needle immediately strays, turning black. You are too late, Viadsdok. I'm master of my own fate. But when he gets a better look at you, the man drops the injector in astonishment and sees poised to protest himself on the floor before you. It's you, your lordship. The God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus. He doubles up, hugging himself as it's wrecked by a coffin that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me, your lordship. If only I'd know it was you. My eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Looking closely at the old man, the tech priest utters, nerve toxin. The inevitable cessation of vital function is expected to no more than 60 seconds. Silent click emits by the visor indicate an ongoing picture recording. Throne daimyo, old man, where did you get this stuff? Poison capsules of sorts are a popular choice among desperate schmeigs who are done with being tortured by mad fanatics or worse. Here in Janus, though, there is no antidote. Kibala picked up the drop of poison from the needle with a claw and carefully puts it on her tongue. She makes a approving sound. A strong toxin. We apply something similar to the lips of the new initiate of the Bloxpoon web. It kills minor nerves and purges one's sensitivity to pain. For this layman, though, it is a certain and violent death. Say whatever you want to say and be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus, save them. Estenza, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium interest as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her action are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to orders, sometimes old folks, sometimes children. He lowers his voice to a whisper and leans towards you. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to their estate and then they are never seen or heard from again. They go into their sacred rooms and they don't come out again. Your lordship. Ever. Fresh meat to entertain the nobility? Some things never change, whether you're on the planet, or my planet, or anywhere in the righteous Imperium. Peasants who were taken to Urak 5 to serve House Orselia were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants and toiled for the good of a great dynasty. Why should they ever return to their filthy, squalid abodes? The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain of his arm ceases to creep through the veins until his arm and neck are lattice work of black. The servant breathing quicker and becomes irregular. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are allowed in, the ones the governor trusts, they change. She changed them, pretties them up, defiles them. The servant shakes and coughs violently. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What is going in the settlements? I'll tell you exactly what I was told by the people who contacted me. Those tides, some settlements have already switched to paying with people. They sell their amenable settlements, get special treatment from the governor dogs. They arrange for medicine to be supplied to the settlement and security, and then they completely isolate them. All contact between those inside the settlement and the outside world is cut off. One lad managed to get out. He's the one who told me all of this. That the people are rotting alive in there. Strange growth, yellow eyes, stinking like dead bodies. The worst looking ones are rounded up and taken away. The fellow who escaped, he seems fine, but within a couple of days of the rebels picking him up, he started seeing monsters instead of people. They had to lock him up away from other folks. The poor sword and then his wrists. The old man starts to convulse, indicating that he is close to death. He raises his already unseeing eyes to you. Your lordship, if you permit a dying man to make one rug with quiets, do not tell anyone that I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. Your accomplices will answer for treachery in your place. Please save us, save Janus. The servant rushes violently and collapses to his side, wrecked with convulsions.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Draped in a red cloak, the Magus' body barely looks human. Wires, tubes, and metal manipulators turn him into a musical machine, while implants hide his face behind a sinister mask. The tech priest intermittently dictates something to Technalingua to the servo skull floating next to him, but at your approach, he falls silent and offers us reserved bow. Greeting, your lordship. Lex Mechanic Vin Zelex, how may I serve you? Pascal and the Lex Mechanic exchanged trails of binary greetings. The series of sounds issued by Vin Zelex sounds much longer and more deferential than those of Pascal. What do you do here on Janus? The tech priest's mechanical voice comes from the speaker of his neck. By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have been entrusted with a magnagement of the Adeptus Administratorium in order to catalogue agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Be blessed, brother. Your diligence and the diligence of those like you turns anarchy into order and bestows classification to knowledge. One of the Pascal Mechandrites lightly touches the Lex Mechanic body. The tech priest bows respectively in return, clearly a little startled. Tell me about Janus then. Nieshin report. The planet Sol possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet and the mass production of foodstuff. Significant cultivation of the Eastern Hemisphere with the aim of improving production process and logistic operation. Traces of xeno activity that do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations. Undesirable pathologies of flora and fauna have been noted which may pose a threat to the short term. What pathologies in the flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies, your lordship. Harmless species mutate and become aggressive while plants change the chemical composition and become poisonous. This is happening more and more often, and if no action is taken, the ecosystem of the world will be irreparably disturbed. The changes may be artificial. Has the possibility have been considered that someone is manipulating the ecosystem to reduce our living space? Not at all, Venerable Magos. Our tech comrades from the Magos biologies are humble workers, no warriors. They could not have come up with a thought of such a militant nature. The mind must be open to all forms of knowledge. I order you to commence a check. In the event that your accounts of the indolence of the mines is confirmed, I will petition to the appropriate penance. How do you govern dealings with it? I have analyzed the genomes of the affected species and I am currently developing suppressor genes to make the planet organism resistant to pathology, but so far I have not been able to solve the problem. Further, the explanation of the planet would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. Traitors of the xeno activity? According to data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors of the planet, but I did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. For now, I must defer to the quest of knowledge. The Lex Mechanic speaks the last words with distinct envy. He's fixed on Magos Helm. How many servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus are there on the planet? According to the data stored in the Cogitator, all infrastructure nodes for food harvesting and processing have their own contingents of technomats. The total number amounted to 253. Correction, based on the latest data, the figure 211 units. How are the things with you and your fellows? The current situation on the planet is assessed as stable. The progress of the Protect is assessed and encouraging.
Iliad Lenevus greets you, Elantark.
Would you look at this? Xenos! Oh, she devoured them, mingling with humans. Don't your lot think themselves above that? Anyway, it doesn't change the fact that it's a Xenos that's been cozying up to Viet, not a mutant.
There is fear in your words. You know what I am, and so I may no longer follow the shadowed path and must be direct. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the Governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts? I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out? I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones. This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering. Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Her face is unreadable, but you detect the strange tension in her voice, as though she is choosing her words carefully.
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence. But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search. The world you call Janus was once created by the will of my kin. I have far more right to be on the Lilithon than any of you. Because that is what you are. Elantark means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon? The Lilithon is expressing her wrath. For centuries, this world has resisted the brutality inflicted upon it by soulless machines and unmindful creatures. But what the machine man told you, that is something else. Something more frightening. The planet is fighting an evil that has taken root in its very cradle. So be it. I will go with you.
But Domin, this is a Xenos. The tenets of the blood-spun web warn us about their deceitful and vicious nature. They compel us to destroy them on sight. She is an enemy of the undying Emperor, and she is driven by dark designs.
My judgments and choices are for me alone, Monkey. If uniting with your master will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way if you value your next breath.
Your attempts to intimidate me are as hollow as the lies seeping from your lips. Only the Domin's grace stands between my blade and your throat, Xenos.
I am ready, Elantark. Let us go forth.
Intriguing.
What did you just say? Or was it not you? The voices are growing stronger. Ah, why? Something's not right.
The stooped man wearing a cloak of the Adeptus Administratum is reviewing information on data slave while he's quietly wielding mechanical arms fill a long scroll with writing. Upon noticing you, the man stretches his thin lips into a smile and deferenting bows. The light in the eyes of the nervous skull hovering over his right shoulder gently pulsate. Your Lordship, what an honor is to address you in person. Allow me to introduce myself. Atilius Quint, Prefectus of the Officio Agriculture. I preserved the records of our conversation forever. What do you have to say about the governor's helper? Atilius looks askance at her and offers a strange smile. A highly exceptional individual. After today's regretful event, I'm beginning to hold her talent in particular esteem. She even mutants, verily even mutants who have seen the light of the God Emperor can faithfully serve his flock. Moreover, her particular abilities could be an interesting subject of study for the Magus biologists. The elongated head shape, those eyes, judging by the school that was given to me to send to the footfall, such developmental anomalies of Janus are not a quirk of nature, but some kind of inheritable trait. Yet freezes completely, turning into a living statue. What did you say? Oh, madame, have your words upset you? I'm certain you kinsmen would be delighted to learn that people wish to make pretty presents paper out of his remain. And besides, it could be wrong about the nature of his origins. What school are you talking about? Most remarkable atom, I must say. True anomaly. One moment. After rummaging in the nearby container, Atlas draws out the parcel which he immediately unwraps. Here it is. I believe the finished piece was intended to be given as a gift to the governor, but under the current circumstances, I doubt it will ever be able to send it to footfall anytime soon. She stares at the skull in silence. You can see her jaws working under her delicate skin. After a few seconds, she abruptly turns away. Pascal Manchandrides reached towards Atelius with interest, seeming to unnerve him a little. Adequately preserved, it is a pity that it's empty inside. It has become a proper server school herald for the rogue trader, unorthodox. Remove it from my sight. Oh yes, of course. Atelius hurriedly returns the skull to the container. Tell me about Janus, what's happening on the planet? Alas, your lordship, rebellions have caused us too many problems in the recent times. The rebels are interfering with established process, interrupting supply, sabotaging the serfs' work. A few nobles have even been killed, and worst of all, some of the victims occupied important administrative posts. Until the replacements pass their check, complete all their induction forms, and go through the official appointments procedure, important paperwork is going unsigned. A bureaucratic catastrophe. If things continue in this vein, I dare not even imagine what it could lead to. There are worlds that are ravaged by the war for generations, your lordship. Like that derogated planet by the nameless star, so close to our own peaceful system. The inhabitants there supposedly live under the patronage of rogue trader Winterscale. I shudder to think what he has created there. I want to know details. Where have the rebels struck and how? Of course. I would be delighted to furnish you with all the information I have. In the last few months, 15 organized attacks and several terrorist attacks have been perpetrated. Irrigation equipment has been sabotaged in Argonian sectors 3 to live, transport routes 27, 413, and also... I suppose this will not tell you much, please. With a few suggestions, I pressure several buttons on his dataset screen and a 3-dimensional map of coordinates of the attacks appear on the cogitator. The data is surprisingly collated, and the map clearly displayed the action of the rebels. At first glance, there seems to be no logic to the campaign, but after analysis the data and the feature of the terrain, you notice a clear system indicating geographical patterns to the attacks. Who is directing the rebels? Does anyone know? The rebels are well armed and well trained. What's more, the governor advisors are inclined to think that the instigator of the rebellions are very familiar with the planet's terrain and climate. My ordinates are going through registration records day and night, looking for individuals who have completed military training, but who have so far been able to identify the scoundrels. That's enough for now.
The world will bow.
A hulking man dresses in a uniform, making him out as an officer of the gubernatorial warden is closely monitoring his subordinates as they surround the building. Sensing your approach, he whips around, his face going pale, and he offers a low bow. Your Lordship, please do not stray too close to the building. One of the terrorists from today's attack has hauled himself up in there. It could be dangerous. What's going on here? Ready to report, Your Lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All of the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one, the officer scowls darkly. He sealed himself inside. He's already injured. Two wardens who tried to reach him. But there is no need to worry. We'll poison him and clean the illicit drugs drift from the estate. Who is he? The officer's brow furrows. To tell the truth, Your Lordship, I'm more concerned with cleaning the area right now than with his identity. We're not expecting to get any valuable intel from him unless we find something on his corpse after we've done our job. What's special about this building? It's one of the utility buildings. Fortunately, it was empty at the time of the attack. There was no potential hostages or innocent people inside. If you ask me, I think this was the first place the killer came to when he was beating his retreat. We managed to round up all the others, but this one hauled himself up there. This is not an empty utility building, but an inactive backup crypt for storing refrigerant and freezing equipment. This is obvious. Your ignorance is depressing, servant. Sorry. I want to talk to him. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe, Your Lordship. The officer eyes involuntarily sweep over you, sizing you up. You dare to question me? Out of my way. The officer seems to remember his helms and offers another low bow. Forgive me, Your Lordship. I asked as you see fit. As the officer signaled, the other wardens take a deferral step back, clearing the path to the door. When you approach the solid-looking door, the high, boyish voice shouts out, "Piss off, you won't take me alive. Better to put a bullet in my brain than to let governor dogs get their hands on me." The door looks solid and formidable, but you notice dark marks on the hinges, a sure sign that the material is degraded. The lock doesn't look new either. With a subtle tool, it could easily be opened. It takes you half a minute to figure out the erratic mechanism. With a soft click, the door opens, allowing you to enter. Inside are poorly lit, but you spot the person standing in the far corner. He's desperately gripping a discharged laser gun in his hand. At the sight of you, his eyes widen in recognition and fear. It can't be a rogue trader. The young man, practically a boy, falls to his knees and stretches out his bloody hands toward you. His clothes are burned on the side and grimly with baked in blood. Your lordship, have mercy. You are the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. Save you from what? From Governor. Everybody here knows that what she's doing to us. We put up with this for so long, hoping that somebody would intervene and help us, but nobody ever did. She turns the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like rocks from the settlements, supplying to go to the palace, and they're never seen again. The servants pour something over the fields, and then people lose their minds. They start hearing voices and seeing evil spirits. And while we are dying, she's sitting behind her wild walls and feasting on our bones. She faced with sacrificing madness, pain and death. Even in so primitive a society as this, such right seems senseless, not worthy of such effort. What is this, a random quirk of nature or something darker? I was taught that peasants have tendency to exaggerate their suffering due to the sloth and weakness of spirit, but this young man, vermilion thorns pierce every centimeter of his body and grey shackles bind his hands, feet and neck. There are no lies to his words, only terror and desperation without end. Who is behind the rebels? He swallows nervously and looks in fear. Your lordship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can sell out my brethren. It's over for me. But to the others, I won't betray them. Tell me, I'll tear this world apart to get rid of the garbage like you and your brethren. The shaking rebel curls up on the ground under his gaze. Your lordship, no, please don't hurt the others. I've never been to the camp, none of us have. Only the chief saw one person from the base. He came a few times, bringing weapons and orders. He said he represented a greater force than we could imagine, and he said that the governor dogs will pay for their reprisal in the settlements. But that's not where they are hidden. They keep their distance from ordinary folk. We have in all worked out so that if anyone gets caught, the others aren't caught with them. But I swept the chief Vox. I thought after I killed the governor, I could use the message coordinates to find the base and hide out there. The boy retrieves the Vox from his pocket and holds it out in his shivering hands. This is everything I know, your lordship. Get up and come with me. I give you a word, rock trader, you will live. The rebel looks at you in bewilderment and then bows low before you. When he speaks, his voice trembles. Your lordship, thank you. Thank you for your kindness. I never thought I would survive this. The officer of the warden casts a disdainful look over the rebel before turning his gaze on you. Your lordship, I honor your bravery. Please allow me to get rid of this rat for you. Make example of this scum, publicly flay him and string up his corpse outside of the family homes as a warning. If anyone tries to remove it, shoot them. At once, your lordship. The officer gave his subordinates a signal.
Embrace true power.
The machine god grants me insight.
I tread a path unexplored.
I found this on his body of the dead rebel. Can you tell me anything about these specimens? You blessing for the extermination, Magos. The looks mechanics waits respectfully into Pascal nods. The tech priest studies the dry berries and goes still. You hear the distinct clicks of his cerebral cogitators process this information. Creeping weed, a typical plant of the Western Hemisphere. We have studied the possibility of industrial cultivation, but the process was found to be ineffective due to the specific requirements of the soil, which is found in the right composition only in the archipelagos of the planet. Narach, as you once sought my help, now I'm seeking yours. The time has come to dispel the final shadow of our path. I have hidden the truth from you. I know a great deal about those who are disturbing the peace of the local ruler, and also I know where they are hiding. Allow me to show you the way, the conditions that you bring me to them. Why didn't you say nothing? No other path was open to me, but now our paths are aligned, and my decision was motivated not of caprice, but by reason, which compels me to be honest with the person who can fix all of this. Everything you have discovered, everything you have learned from your kind, they are all traces of the same calamity, a calamity that will eclipse all the strife and wars on the face of this world. All the signs were plain to see, but I was here, and the non-Monkey failed to recognize the coming storm. Please follow me, Nerosvox. You must, if this world truly matters to you. What calamity are you talking about? You're still holding back. I will reveal the truth very soon, but not here, not in a place where it seems evil has made its nest. Have patience and trust me. Excellent. I was beginning to get bored with our living targets to shoot at. Please restrain your bloodlust. While I am with you, nothing will threaten us. Let's go. I pray to the gods that we are not too late.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
I considered these forests my home for a time, but I still feel myself a stranger here.
The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Show them no mercy.
Me? The Navigator's might.
I understand your intent. am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Death comes in silence. The shadows will see death is a blessing. Trust me, the other side awaits. I shall not fail. As the tenants demand, killing brings me no pleasure.
If I must. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. This tedium is beneath me.
High momentum.
Cover me! Will do. But of course.
Request approved. Running binary override. Request approved. My vow is to serve significant value.
Not this Scryer's job.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
One step, what a satisfying demise. The world will bow.
Did you hope to see an Azuriani fail? A trivial task.
Ruinous favor prevails. Triumphant as always. Predictable.
I have not interacted with your kind before, Vil-Irliet. Now, I have the chance to observe the enemy up close, to study your weaknesses. I welcome this chance.
Alas, you are not the first monkey I have encountered, and I can speak from experience longer than your years. You are no different from the rest.
I shall not be deterred. perfection. Intriguing. A revelation was sent to me.
Just as he ordained.
Give me the power to eradicate my enemies.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not a servitor. If I may?
Is a reward.
Was that you? Or anything else? On it.
As honor ordains.
If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. I understand your intent. Stop trying, monkey. If I might deal death with my hands.
Tormented mind. Oblivion will be a blessing.
Damage is negligible. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
The failure of their crude machinery was inevitable.
Fucking idiot, honestly.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
anything else. But of course, will do.
For your tormented mind, oblivion will be a blessing.
Seen her again. It's a nightmare.
I'm a navigator, not a servitor.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
On it. Will do. But of course. Anything else?
The shadows will see it done. Trust me.
If it serves your cause, another soul slips beyond the veil.
Running binary override. My vow is to serve vulnerability analysis successful. Running binary override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved.
Purpose guides me.
Me? Try to die with grace, at least. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I shall not fail.
If I may,
Martyrdom is a reward.
Trust me. Death is a blessing.
This tedium is beneath me.
Let's seize the opportunity. A bitter taste of defeat. Triumphant as always.